Hey everyone, Demeech here.
And Ty the Guy 2800.
Here with the podcast. We haven't done one of these in a while, have we?
No, we haven't. It's good to be back.
Baby Waluigi videos are more important, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshi's Island, what, 2 should be coming out soon? Is that right? On the 3DS, right?
At this rate, Nintendo would probably put it on the Wii.
Yeah, Yoshi's New Island 2 coming soon. The
Only
sequel
for
that
Nintendo
everyone
Wii.
asked, the sequel that everyone asked for.
But anyways, no, this podcast isn't about a Yoshi game. It's about Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yes, indeed. So, I kind of wanted to go over someone's thoughts of the game before it came out.
It is a little embarrassing looking back at it now, but when the game was revealed, it was a pretty bad E3 for Nintendo. They only showed off Smash Brothers and they went on way too long with it. The only new game revealed was Super Mario Party. So I think that kind of tainted how I felt about the game because I was not hyped when they showed off the Everyone Is Here trailer. I thought they went on way too long with Smash Brothers and I was disappointed we didn't see games like Pikmin 4, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3, and heck even a new 2D Mario game. Then the August Direct came, and I was pretty excited. I wanted K. Rool in the game, so I was excited for that. I liked Simon and Richter being in the game, and I was okay with the Echoes. But then that final Direct was kind of underwhelming, and I just kind of felt, this game looks alright, but it just looks like Smash 4 with some new characters and a bunch of stages. But after I got the game and played it the first day, I was like, this is not Smash 4 because it might look like it at first glance, but it's
hmm
completely different gameplay wise. Not radically different, like, I don't know, going from Super Mario Bros. To Super Mario Bros. 2, but it's tweaked just enough to make it feel a lot different when you're playing it, because if you are used to Smash 4, it's different than that, because it's a lot faster, you can't run through characters. So
Right.
I like what they did with the gameplay in the game, and it's enhanced enough where it's not too competitive, but it's competitive enough for the people who like to play Smash like that.
Right. Yeah, I've been hyped for this game since E3. I'm kind of the opposite. And it's been kind of this back and forth between us two because he kept saying the game's gonna suck, and I kept telling him, maybe you should wait. I always thought the notion of everybody coming back was actually really great and having fan favorites, like Ridley and King K. Rool. Simon Belmont was somebody that was asked for the longest. We didn't get Waluigi, but those, just those three fighters are pretty huge. And the Echoes are pretty cool too. But I have to say, this has to be the most refined Smash Brothers experience I've ever had. It's undoubtedly the best Smash game that I've played.
And going back to what you were saying earlier about the constant arguments, keep in mind, at the time when we started arguing about this game, I think it
Right.
was either like few months after Mario Tennis Aces or right when Super Mario Party came out. So at that
Oh
time we
yeah.
had Kirby Star Allies, Mario Tennis Aces, and then Super Mario Party, which were all mediocre games. So I was a little bit worried, but I'm safe to say that after playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, there was nothing to be worried about in the beginning because Sakurai, he'll go above and beyond with any game he develops.
Yeah, this is why Sakurai is one of my favorite developers because he always puts 100% of his passion into any project. It's kind of sad though, yeah, on kind of a more somber note that he's kind of stuck in this Smash Brothers loop because he can't find a good successor to take over the franchise, and he's not able to flex his wings as much as he would like to. I would love to see him tackle new franchises or new IPs that he makes.
Maybe
Um,
reboot Duck Hunt or Ice Climbers.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe not even Nintendo. Maybe just make a new IP from scratch like he did with Kirby. Um, but I don't know. Before we get into like the specifics, do you think this is Sakurai's last Smash game?
Well, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but you know what? Here's the truth. Nah, he's gonna make another Smash game. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There,
no doubt
there's
about
no
it.
I mean, there's he keeps saying like, "Oh, this might be my last Smash." And do you remember we did a Smash 4 podcast, and we were really concerned because we were like, "Oh, this is the best Smash game yet. He's not coming back. He's sick of it." And then like 3 years, 3 years later, Sakurai comes back in the direct. He's like, "Yeah, I'm back. I'm doing Smash Ultimate."
Well, it was a Wii U. What did you expect?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. How is he gonna top this?
Well, we
That's
thought,
my
how's he going to
question.
top Smash 4? Super Smash Bros.
Yeah,
Ultimate successor? Super Smash Bros. Unlimited. But,
or Legacy,
or Infinite. But I
or
think
that
that's
too.
way in the future because the Switch just came out last year
Hmm.
and it's still a fairly new system. So, thinking that far in the future, it's hard to say what there is, but let's talk
Right.
about what we have now. So, let's talk about
Okay.
the characters. Now,
Yes.
there are fewer newcomers in the game, which, admittedly, I was and still am a little disappointed about, but I do think they went for the quality over quantity approach here. I also felt the
Mhm.
newcomers in Smash 4 were really good too, but still, I feel like they added a bunch of good newcomers, and it could have just been a bunch of Echo
Yeah.
Fighters, but
Hmm.
the ones they did add, the newcomers are excellent. I love playing as the
Yes.
Inkling. I like the Castlevania characters, Simon and Richter. Those are really fun to play as. But
Right.
by far, my favorite is K. Rool. Maybe it's a little bit of a
Yes.
bias because I love Donkey Kong. That's my second favorite Nintendo series or video game series ever, next to
Hmm.
Mario, of course. So having
Hmm.
K. Rool in the game finally was really cool. And his
Yeah.
moveset is just
Yeah.
perfect. It reflects the character perfectly. So he
Oh
can throw his
yeah.
crown just like he can in Donkey Kong Country. He has a move from Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, and he's just a really cool and fun character to play as in general, and is my favorite character, not just as a newcomer, but probably in Smash.
Admittedly, I was ecstatic that K. Rool made it in, but I was disappointed that Dixie Kong didn't make it in at least as an Echo or a semi-Echo or just as her own character.
Yeah,
But
there were a few
uh,
echoes I was a little bit disappointed with. I mean,
yeah,
Dixie
I
Kong
mean,
not being in the game, even as an echo for Diddy,
right.
that was pretty disappointing. Not having an echo for Donkey Kong with Funky Kong, and heck,
the
not even
the
having Shadow as an echo for Sonic.
I was about to say, that's the one Echo that I'm glad never happened because I anyone that knows me knows that I hate Shadow from the Sonic series.
I
So
thought it would have been funny to see a
yeah,
reaction, that's why I wanted him in the game.
yeah, I would have rather Tails or Knuckles, but unfortunately Knuckles is an assist trophy. So, but I'm actually it's funny because the more I play Smash Ultimate, the more I play with the new characters. It's so weird. This is what I find weird. Everyone's been asking for Ridley for the longest time. Nobody's talking about him, and he's one of the most fun characters to play as. I,
Well,
I
he's a
don't
little bit OP,
understand,
maybe that's why.
but so is K. Rool.
Well, they're heavyweights, if you know what you're doing. They're fun
Right.
characters to play as, and you can get good
Si-
pretty fast.
Oh yeah, Simon. Forget about it. He's one of my favorites. The only thing that I would say to change for Simon would be, well, not change, but one of his weaknesses is his recovery, which is kind of meh. It's not horrible, but it's not good. But one of I have to say my least favorite newcomer, as much as I hate to say it, it's Incineroar. And admittedly, I didn't like him as much as I did before. I like him now a little bit more that now that I've played with him, but he's just way too slow, and his recovery is awful, just awful. And I don't know. I like the novelty of him because of his personality, but I don't know. What are your opinions on him?
For one, I know the reason you hate to say it, it's because I wanted Decidueye in the game as a Gen 7 rep, and you said, hey, Incineroar's fine, he looks like a cool character, so,
He still
yeah.
does look like a cool character, though.
I have
That's what
fun
I'm.
playing as him. I like how he's a pro wrestler character. I don't
Yeah,
hate him as much as I used to, but
I
I do
don't.
prefer the other newcomers, and even Isabelle. She's pretty good too, despite being a semi-echo, kind of like Luigi and Lucas.
Right. I haven't played as Inkling or Isabel that much because I'm not crazy about Splatoon or I like Animal Crossing, but it's not my favorite
I've never
Nintendo.
even played a Castlevania game, and I'm having fun playing as
Oh,
Simon Richter.
Oh, I love Castlevania. That's why I play as like Simon and Richter most of the time. Mostly Simon because I love that design of Simon.
No, but Isabel's
But
pretty good. I think I was playing as
she
Dr.
is.
Mario, which is one of my mains, and I got my ass whooped by Isabel. So that was funny.
Yeah, that fishing pole, man, it's lethal. What do you think of the Echo Fighters?
Now with the Echo Fighters, it's pretty much just a nice way of saying clone character. And I do find it a little bit weird that Dr. Mario isn't an Echo Fighter for Mario, or Pichu isn't an Echo for Pichu, or any of the clones from anything before Smash 4 aren't considered Echoes.
Yeah,
But you know
that's
what I think of
true.
them? I think that they're
What?
good additions to have. They didn't take a
I
lot of
think
time to develop. It adds fan service for the people who wanted those characters. I'm glad to
yeah.
see them in there. And I despise Fire Emblem, but hey, if you want to play as
Yeah,
Crom, yeah, but Ken,
Crom
I think
Ken
he's a good
I
addition.
yeah, I love playing as Ken, but Crom I just I don't really like any Fire Emblem characters besides maybe Roy.
They're all the same, except for
But
Corrin and Robin.
I don't know. I think the combination of Crom being a Roy Echo with Ike's up B, I don't know. His recovery sucks, and I don't play as him that much.
I never play as any of the Fire Emblem characters anyway, so it really didn't
Yeah,
affect me. But with Echo Fighters, I'm glad to see them in the game. But I do
I
wish we would have gotten some of the more obvious Echoes, like maybe Dixie for Diddy Kong, Shadow for
yeah,
Sonic. We thought
yeah.
Isabelle
Well,
was going to be an Echo for Villager, but she's not really an Echo, but she's not really a new fighter either. Kind of like Luigi
she's
and
like a
Lucas,
she's
like I
like a
said
semi
before.
yeah she's like a semi clone. Why don't we talk about the refinements made to the returning roster?
So what I really like about Smash Ultimate is the fact that all the new characters, not new characters, but all the characters in general, have more detail added to them and
Right.
refinement. Like for example, Mario has Cappy, which is really cool. I'm glad that they did that. He has some new
Yes.
costumes too. That's kind of cosmetic. But what I
Yeah.
like about the refinements to the characters is they feel a lot more fun to play as than they did in any previous Smash game.
Hmm.
And they have more detail, like I said before. Luigi runs kind of like he does in Super Mario 3D World, kind of fits his
Yeah.
cowardly personality. He uses the
Yeah.
Poltergust, which is from Luigi's
Oh
Mansion
yeah.
3. I was
Yeah.
looking
That's
for a name
great.
on it, but it doesn't have one
I
yet.
I especially like the changes made to Luigi. One because I like his new revised design. I don't know why, but I just really like it. I don't know. I really like the artwork for Mario and Luigi in this game. It's really really cool. Um, and Luigi doesn't have that sliding problem that he did in Smash 4,
He still
which I
feels
had a
kind of floaty, which I like.
Oh, he does, but I'm saying like you know how he skidded way too much on the floor in Smash 4 and it just didn't work for a fighting game. Luckily they fixed that in Smash Ultimate.
Now, do any of the characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate have new moves that were veteran fighters? Because I don't really think they do.
I think Link's bomb was changed to
To a remote
be
bomb?
remote bomb. Yeah.
Well, that kind of makes sense, but there weren't really a whole lot of moves changed. Final Smashes, yeah.
Uh,
Pretty much all of
yeah,
them
Final
have
yeah.
been
I
tweaked
think
to be
I think
faster, to fit the faster
I
pace of
think
the game.
I think what was changed was balancing the characters
Yeah.
more than their movesets because I can't really think of anything from the top of my head that was changed. I'd really say things were refined and revised.
I don't know, it's hard to
Um,
explain, but the characters are a lot more fun to play as now. Now,
oh yeah, definitely.
did you have a veteran that you didn't like to play as in a previous game but started to like in Smash Ultimate? Or not really?
Uh, yeah, I never liked playing as Snake in Brawl, and I actually like playing as Snake now. I guess because when I was younger, I didn't really like realistic looking characters in like Nintendo games, but now that I'm older, I can kind of appreciate it more. Uh, and you know, I'm more experienced in Smash now than I was in Brawl. And Brawl was like the ultimate casual game. Um, so it's really fun to play as Snake. And I'm trying to think of any other characters that I never liked before. No, I think that's pretty much it. I like all the characters really.
Characters I wish were kind of improved in Smash 4, but I enjoyed playing as, like Bowser Jr. and Duck Hunt. They feel a lot
Yeah.
better in this game. That can be said for pretty much everyone. But
Oh, two characters that still kind of bother me, that weren't changed from Smash 4. Bowser and Donkey Kong, and I think you know why I say this.
too slow.
It's not too slow. It's a nitpick thing, but why do they still have realistic sound effects? Like this has been since Melee.
Well, it kind
Donkey
of fits a
Kong,
Smash Bros. Thing.
it does, but think about it. Bowser Jr. has his own goofy voice that he has from the Mario
Well,
series.
Bowser Jr. is
And
a
his
kid.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of weird that Bowser has a realistic voice now?
I mean, it fits Smash Bros. Pretty well. I don't think it would work with.
I guess I don't know. I'm kind of a big Donkey Kong fan, and I like his voice. So
And in the
I, I'm.
original Donkey Kong Country, he sounded like that anyway, so
Oh yeah,
it's
I
paying
know, I
homage to
know.
that.
Yeah, it's just a little weird, like looking at it now after playing Tropical Freeze and so many, and seeing Donkey Kong in so many modern games that he doesn't have his goofy voice. You know what I mean?
I
So
understand how you feel that way, but at the same time, I did like Brawl's realistic look, so I think
oh
the
yeah, yeah.
realism is kind of a
But
thing I like.
I also think Donkey Kong and Bowser's models still look a little weird. I don't know if that's just me.
Well, Donkey
Uh,
Kong looks a little better than he did in Smash 4, but I do
he
wish he
does.
kind of had a
He
fur
does.
texture. They could have just used the one from Tropical Freeze and tweaked it a bit. Now let's
Now,
talk about the
yeah.
stages, because that was something a little bit disappointing. We only got 4 new stages, unless you count Battlefield and Final
Now
Destination.
before we get into the specifics of the stages, I have a little con to get out of the way first.
Alright.
I don't like the fact that you pick a stage before the characters.
I got used to
Uh,
it. It was a little weird
I
at first, but
I
I don't like
I'm
it either.
getting I'm still getting used to it, but it's not right to me. I don't know. It's too slow. Like I like to choose my characters first and then my stage second. It doesn't really matter. Like I get what Sakurai was trying to do, like pick a stage and then pick a character that goes with that stage, but for me, I just put everything on Omega and random. Like I don't care where I fight, you know.
Guess it just
But that's
depends, because sometimes
I
I
wish.
use the regular
Yeah,
stages, but most of the time it's Omega.
I just kind of wish that he added the option of, if you don't want to choose the stage first, you could choose it second. Maybe in a future update he'll do that, but I doubt it. But that's just like my little nitpick right there. It doesn't ruin the game for me. It just kind of bothered me.
But yeah, what do you think of the overall stages, the new ones? Because a lot of them are
Uh,
returning.
yeah. You know, I like. They're good. It's a good lineup. I do agree with you. I wish we had more new stages because it kind of feels weird. And also, is it just me or is the organization of the stages just overwhelming? Like,
It is a little bit overwhelming, because I've
and
had times where I was playing with people and they
yeah,
didn't know what stage to use, and I didn't know what stage to go
right.
on either, so
I
it
think
could
what
have
would have
been.
been, yeah,
I
I
think it
think
would
what
have
would
been
have been,
better if it was organized by series.
that's exactly what I was
And
thinking.
same for the characters too, but let's talk about the new stages, because we could talk about organization issues all day. But
Oh yeah.
that's only
Um,
flaw that a lot of the game has, just mainly organization stuff, at least for the core gameplay. But
right. You
I like
know,
the new stages.
I do. I like New Donk City, obviously.
Great Plateau.
I Yeah, Great Plateau. I do wish we got. One of the things that I was kind of upset about is that we didn't get a Gangplank Galleon stage with King K. Rool, which I get it. We have a lot of Donkey Kong stages, but it would have been so cool. You know what I mean?
I also kind of wish that characters that didn't have a stage before did get a
Got a
stage.
stage.
It's been since
Yeah.
Brawl that Rob the Robot hasn't had a stage. How hard is it to make a Gyromite or stack up stage for him? I don't know why
Yeah.
they have to go with the Wrecking Crew stage or Donkey Kong 75 meter or Mario
Yeah.
Brothers.
Y- You know, okay, one of the things I do like about the stages now, all the stages could be Omega and Battlefield, and it's just so good just putting Omega on and just picking random because it's just like I don't really have to choose a stage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I like choosing stages, but sometimes I just like to get into the fight already. You get what I mean?
So I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty glad that a lot of the good stages returned. The only one I was disappointed that didn't return was
hmm
Pac-Maze. I don't know why they went with Pac-Land, but overall,
I
it's the best of
think
Smash
yeah.
Bros. Pretty much. They chose the best stages from the previous games.
Right.
Oh, and I do miss Mario Kart 7 from Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. That was another one I
Uh,
missed.
didn't they have a? Is the Mario Kart 8 stage still there? I'm not
It
too
is,
sure.
but it was a lot cooler on the 3DS with Rainbow Roads, so they should have kept that one.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know why they made Pac-Land return because I'm a big Pac-Man fan, but that stage sucks. um, and I kind of get why Pac-Maze wasn't put in because Pac-Maze was kind of designed to be viewed from four 3DSs instead of one screen. Uh, so I get that, but they could have easily reconstructed the stage to fit for the Switch, but I don't know. That's just me.
now, moving on from the stages and stuff, what do you think
Uh-huh.
of the other modes like Classic Mode, Mob Smash, and should we do
Oh,
World of Light in this podcast or leave it for another one? Because it's pretty big.
yeah, classic mode is honestly one of my favorite modes. The only reason I don't play it as often is because it is kind of hard. And this isn't really a complaint, but is it me or are the CPUs even harder this time?
They are.
Yeah, because they at some point like it was almost like fighting real players, and it was just like wow, they really upped the scale for the CPUs.
I like that. I like the difficulty in the game, but my only gripe with Classic Mode, why do some characters get regular bosses and others get really cool ones? Why can
I'm
Mario
just
fight Giga
yeah,
Bowser, but Bowser only gets regular Mario, which turns into
I
Metal
thought
Mario? Why can't he get a version of
yeah,
Giga Mario or something?
I thought it would have been really cool to fight Dr. Eggman at the end of Sonic's, but it's just Master Hand, and that's kind of disappointing. But I kind of understand why they couldn't do it. Imagine just creating like 70 bosses for 70 characters. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, I know
I'd
there are
rather
time constraints and everything, but it still was a little bit disappointing.
it is, but I'd rather have some rather than none. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but what else was a disappointment was the removal of trophies, which, yeah,
Mm.
we knew it was gonna happen, but it still was pretty disappointing, and spirits do not make up for it.
Unfortunately I have to agree because I was one rooting for spirits, but it's not the same. And it excludes some of the charm of the original Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? Uh, yes, they didn't do anything, and yes, they took up time and to develop unneeded time, but really, all they needed to do was make trophies for the characters, and I would have been fine.
Yeah, that was pretty disappointing, but they could have added maybe a blurb with the spirits explaining the character and their origin,
Yeah,
but they didn't
I
have
actually
that, so
thought they were
that's
gonna.
why I'm not too fond of
I,
them.
I thought they were gonna do that too, but they didn't, which is kind of like, wow, okay. But I mean, to be fair, that's not the focus of the game. And I think what the game does well is the gameplay department. And my God, it plays so much better than every single Smash Brothers game ever made. So refined, sharp, crisp. It's super responsive. Yeah, I have no other words to describe it. It's just amazing.
Now, one of the modes they got rid of, which kind of disappointed me, was All-Star mode. I enjoyed playing that on the 3DS. I think it was a lot of fun to play, but Mob Smash doesn't really make up for it in my opinion. It's just where you fight as one character and you beat a bunch of other characters in one sitting, which is really hard, but
I do like Smashdown and sudden death matches, which are fun, but they're just kind of like they're not too big. And then tourney mode is more of like if you have like a competition or something like that, or for competitive play. Um, I think should we touch on World of Light a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think we went over
Okay.
the gist of things. The gameplay in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is great. The music, of course, is great. We didn't even need to explain that. The
Oh
game
yeah.
looks really good. The characters are refined. The newcomers are great. But
Mhm.
there's also a new adventure mode, which was something that Smash 4 didn't have. So let's go over World of Light a little bit.
Yeah.
How much have you played of it,
World-
by the way?
I haven't played much, and I'll get into that later why I haven't played much of it.
I put in
But
10 or 11 hours.
yeah, I haven't put that much into it. But okay, one of the reasons is because I got excited for this mode because there were cutscenes. There's a story to it. There was a world map and there was RPG elements to it.
And we won't
And
spoil anything.
yeah, we won't spoil anything at all. But it was almost like Subspace Emissary Diet. Like a Diet Subspace Emissary. Like it's not quite like the level or scale of ambition that the original had, but it has little bits and pieces of it. But anyways, um, in my opinion, it's a little disappointing, and it mostly comes from the gameplay itself. You know, without giving too much away, besides the first few cutscenes you have, there's really no other incentive other than to unlock the characters for this mode.
But you probably already unlocked the characters before getting into this mode, at least I did. But my
Yeah,
opinions
that's
of
what I
World of
did.
Light, it's actually pretty fun. Is it Subspace Emissary? No, not at all. But I do
Right,
think it's nice to have a single player experience, and
right.
if I'm gonna play it, I don't know, just to kill some time, I'm gonna play it before I have a class or just play it
I
before I go to bed. It's fun to play. You can just
I
play it for an
just yeah.
hour, maybe two. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But I have
hmm
fun playing it. I like it,
I'm
but at the same time, I do wish they would have thrown more things in because in reality, it's just CPU battles against characters in the games, and you're just
yeah.
unlocking them. And they have the spirits, which are pretty much just steroids for Smash characters.
That's exactly how I feel. The spirits don't really feel that special. The characters you fight, it kind of gets stale after a while. The world map is really cool, but
It's a little bit messy.
yeah, and there's really no incentive like there was in Subspace Emissary. It's a little disappointing, but I get what they were trying to go for, without giving too much away. I just, I wish we had a refined Subspace Emissary. You know what I mean? Like that epic story, but like with better gameplay. And I thought we were gonna get that here, but
I didn't, but
not exactly. But
the
oh
point
well.
is, I think that it's pretty cool that we got a single player mode in the first place. And while it is
Oh
just
yeah.
CPU battles on steroids, I'm happy that
Uh-huh.
it was added in the game because
Oh,
this is
me
a
too.
game
Yeah.
that has over 100 stages,
hmm
a bunch of characters to play as.
Right.
Every character that was ever in Smash is playable in this game. Refined
Yes.
gameplay, a great soundtrack, and is pretty much just the best multiplayer game you can play on the Switch. I'd say it's paired up with Mario Kart, but Smash is even more fun. So,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I might not have been hyped when the game was initially revealed, but after playing the game, I can certainly say it is my favorite Super Smash Bros. Game, and one of my
Mine
favorite
too.
Switch games. Super Mario
Oh yeah.
Odyssey, let's be real, that game is always going to be my favorite for the Switch until Super Mario Odyssey 2 comes out. But
Right.
I do think that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate exceeded my expectations, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm still having
Me
fun with it
too.
right now. Well, anyways, do you think we should wrap it up here? Because I think we went over the gist of it.
Yeah. I'm not. Did we covered everything, right? I think we did. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for
Okay.
online, but I refuse to
We
get
can
that service.
we can cover that maybe when the online gets better.
Yeah, because if you hate the online service, just don't buy it, and Nintendo will learn their lesson.
Right. Well, anyways, I'm Ty the Guy 2800.
And I'm Demeech, and keep calm and smash on.
Watch out!